then I'm gonna drop my egg. So it's important for you to whisk really quickly because you don't want it to sort of curdle. It's so good. Hi guys, so today we're poaching some eggs. Okay, so before this, I have seen almost all the videos that are available online on how to poach eggs, and I never ever end up with perfect looking poached eggs, even after straining them. So we're gonna experiment on our eggs today, and then we're gonna make eggs Florentine and eggs Royale. But I don't have my English muffins because, you know, the store ran out and I didn't have time to make them. So we're gonna use croissant instead. Alright, so we're gonna put our eggs in a pan. So I don't like to use a pot because I feel like it's too deep and it's so hard for me to control my eggs. And we're just gonna boil some water. I don't poach my eggs in simmering water, I poach it in boiling water. This is because when you put simmering water, like all the whites will sort of like go everywhere. But when you put it in a boiling water, it will straight away firm up the eggs. So I don't use vinegar to poach my eggs because I don't like the taste. So I'm just gonna put some salt, Himalayan pink salt and some sea salt, and we're gonna strain our eggs. I'm gonna start with the cold egg first. So when you strain, you just wanna like shake it a little bit. You want the excess white to sort of like go down because that's the thing that's going to cloud your water. So as you can see, there's not much excess white because it's a lot firmer after keeping it in the fridge overnight. Okay, so I'm not poaching my eggs in simmering water because I'm using a pan instead of a pot. So it tends to stick to the bottom of the pan because I'm not using the whole boil technique. So I don't want it to stick to the pan, so I'm just letting my water boil completely. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the heat and then I'm gonna drop my egg, and then quickly I am going to turn the heat up again. And I am going to crack open my egg that I left outside. It's not cold, and I'm gonna show you the difference. Look at how beautiful my egg is. I barely put in any effort, I just put it in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna put my second egg, which you can see it's a little bit more runny, it's not as firm. I'm gonna turn down the heat again, and I'm gonna drop it here. Okay, look at how, you know, there's like a little bit of funky white going on there even after straining it. That's because it's not as cold. So I'm going to pick this one up and just dry it on kitchen towel. Look how pretty that is. So you can see you don't really need the vinegar. So this is the other egg, the one that was kept outside. It's not too bad because I strained it. Okay, so you can see, so this is the egg that's been kept in the fridge, and this is the egg that wasn't kept in the fridge. And you can see that the yolk is a lot firmer. It's a lot smaller in size because it's firmer. And this one is sort of like spreaded out. Okay, so now we're doing our eggs Florentine and eggs Royale. So eggs Royale is basically, it's just like eggs Benedict, but instead of using ham, you use smoked salmon. And eggs Florentine is when you use baby spinach or spinach. I'm showing you how to make our hollandaise first. And we're gonna start by melting our butter. So I am going to melt about 200 grams of butter, and I am going to double boil it because I don't want it to burn. You can also throw it in the microwave if you like, that's fine. So I've boiled some water here, and I'm just gonna melt my butter. So while the butter is melting, we are going to separate the eggs. So I've saved some of the whites just now from our poached eggs. So I am using 3 egg yolks for 200 grams of butter. So you need egg yolks, clarified butter, a little bit of lemon juice, and a little bit of vinegar. And of course, salt and pepper to season. But sometimes I add in a little bit of honey or a little bit of sugar just to balance out the taste. So my butter is completely melted. Remove it from the heat. So now you want clarified butter, which means you've got to remove the milk solids. So basically you just want to remove this white foamy thing, which are the milk solids, and you just want to sort of like scrape the top. And normally I wouldn't throw it because, you know, I don't like to waste anything. So whenever I like cook sausages or burgers, I'll just brush it with the milk solid and it will actually add a really nice flavor to your sausages. So I got most of it that's on the surface out, but then there's a little bit more at the bottom. So I'm just going to transfer it into a different bowl, and you can see like all the milk solids there. Alright, okay, we're gonna save the rest for when we're grilling our sausages. Okay, so now that we've got our clarified butter, now I am going to add stuff into the egg yolks. So I am using, like I said, a little bit of lemon juice and some vinegar. So just about a 1/4 teaspoon, not so much, and the same amount of lemon juice. I am going to season it first with a little bit of salt. So if you are using salted butter, don't add too much salt. Alright, we're gonna whisk it really quickly, and we are going to put it back onto the pot with now simmering water. While we whisk it, you want to add the clarified butter, but you want to be careful because you don't want the heat to be so high because it'll just crumble the egg yolk. So you're gonna pour it and whisk it at the same time. So it's important for you to whisk really quickly because you don't want it to sort of curdle, the eggs to curdle. And you know, when you're trying to emulsify anything, you need to whisk it vigorously. So now we're going to put a little bit of pepper and just a little bit of sugar. And there we have it. I'm going to give it a taste. It's so good. Now I am doing my spinach. So this is so easy. I'm just going to melt a little bit of butter. And I'm not even going to add anything else to it except for a little bit of salt. And we're just going to throw in our spinach. Season it with a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Alright, it's pretty much done. Alright, and we're done, and now it's assembling time. Okay, so I've got my smoked salmon for my eggs royale and my spinach for my Florentine, and we're just gonna slice it into half. So I'm not gonna toast my croissant or whatever because I like the texture of croissant, and this is like freshly baked. I'm just gonna place this on the plate. So now I've got my croissant. I'm just gonna put a little bit of spinach. We're gonna put some smoked salmon, and we're gonna put our poached eggs. And then put a generous amount of hollandaise. We're gonna crack some pepper on top, and it's done. Oh, look at how beautiful my eggs Florentine / Royale is. It's super easy, so I really hope that you guys will try and make your own version. The most important thing is you need to know how to poach your eggs.